the beginning, most people, especially if it is in the same industry, most people feel like they have to be at it has to be a competition all the time, and sometimes it's hard to get true and real connections. But when you seek each other out, I have a group of friends who do the similar things that I do, and we meet often just to share how is it happening, and I got this opportunity, do you want to try, have you tried, can I share this guy's number with you, I have this supplier, have you tried, you guys, there is this fund, do you want to apply? But to get to that point was a long journey. I think each of us at some point felt like, that person is coming to take all my customers, that person is coming to do this, and you grow and realize that there's room for all of us. The best thing is to actually collaborate, and these spaces help you interact with people who can and who teach you, who have been there before and give you insight, especially with the problems, because there's no one who's having a smooth ride. They may tell you, but they are lying. So especially if you have challenges, it helps to have people who have been in business. And sometimes people think it has to be Kayana stage. No, it can even be within like the complex where your shop is. You walk, I have a neighbor who makes clothes. She's a designer and tailor. I walk in there and you just share something. It's like, and you're thinking, but I make body, I make body care. But we are going through some things that are very, very similar. And you encourage each other, and then you come up with things that can help each other. The other day I was speaking to a lady who has a tourism company, and she's explaining, because it was a pricing issue. A customer wanted something, and the price her budget was so small. So I was just expressing that, and she looked at me and she's like, I don't know, I have that similar issue, And she's like, no, but stick with it. You know what you're offering. The people who are buying, right? Aren't you making sales every month, right? Are they stagnant? No, they are growing. So that means that you have value offering. And this is coming from someone who has a completely different business from what I do. And even from that conversation, there was opportunity for collaboration. She's like, but I have these customers, why don't we create a pack for them? And then, so me, I see the value. And collaboration goes a long way. There's a street in Uganda, in Kampala, called Nasa Road. On this street, there's lots of printing, paperwork, they sell. So most people on the street deal in the same business. And I remember speaking to someone there, and he said the reason why we do so well on this street is because we all do the same thing. There's no time for now competition. People know this is where to get this item, and that's what benefits all of us. So, and anytime you don't have anything, your neighbor has it. So you collaborate. I have customers. Do you have? I have. What are you giving me for my sales commission? And I learned from that gentleman that it's not always about competition. Yes, there is healthy competition, but sometimes it's better to collaborate and take advantage of the fact that there are other people in your space. They know something you don't know. They have knowledge you may not have. Their experience may be different from yours, and from there you can grow. The wise man was right. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes. That's what I feel. I feel it is a great thing that Kayana is doing, and I'm excited about it. And I just hope people they don't get scared to share. They're not worried about stealing. Everyone thinks you're going to steal their idea, you're going to steal their supplier, you're going to steal their special sauce. But you can keep something, but there's so much to share that people can learn from you, or you can learn from others. And I implore others to join such spaces. I think the real issue is the education about all the regulations that are there, because there are many. Sometimes you think registering the business is enough, then you don't know they're supposed to file returns with the registry bureau every year. This happened to me this year, and I was changing the company secretary, and she said, you have not filed for all these years. I said, what do you mean file? I've been filing with you, right? She's like, no, with the I've never. You're supposed to file owners. I didn't know anything. And she's like, okay, now, do you have money? Why? You have to pay a fine. Not filing. So there are some of those things. So firstly, your members would first need to be educated about the different things. And then after that, I think it's very beneficial to have the power of numbers. Because for us, for example, now in my industry, I feel like we are many. We are many. We're enough to come together and say, yeah, your standard fee is high, your quality mark fee is too high for us. Most of us are making in the kitchen. Like, you want to come in our house to see, like, some of those things need to be adjusted. These are our ideas. This is what we think you can do. This what, and then hopefully they can listen. So I think that's fantastic, having the numbers and having an in-between, a conduit, an organization through which we can approach the bodies and the regulators to say, this is our pain point, this is what we think we can do, and you collect more money. Because I think what happens is the few people who are formal are the ones who are ground to a pulp, because they are few. And so you have a target as a regulator or as a revenue collection body, and what you're doing is milking as much as you can. Yet the best thing to do, and I know they're trying this, the best thing to do is to widen, because the wider it is, the smaller you can now collect from others, and we don't feel so squeezed. But I know for sure it prevents growth. It prevents, because no one, for example, you asked a question about getting financing. No one is giving you money if you're not registered, if you're not formal. The first thing they're asking is your TIN number, what is your certificate number, are you incorporated? So it impedes growth if you're not regulated, if you're not following the rules. Some of the most important things would be keeping tabs, as we talked about already, keeping tabs on all your expenses, all your costs. So that's already something that I know people long ago, you had to keep ledgers, to just keep tabs on everything and do it manually. So I remember the long books to try and, but now I use a software to keep on top of everything. That has helped us so much, because even when I was explaining how your employees can say, this is not moving, now we even see it on our software. You can see the last time we sold this product was how long ago? You're looking at sales per month, and this thing has sold maybe 10 times. Is it worth it spending all that energy on it? So we've leveraged that, especially trying to keep our books, our accounts, our financial statements. We use technology for that. We use digital marketing. If you're not using digital marketing, I don't know, because now it seems to be the place. Because if you look at the statistics, people are spending so much time, hours upon hours, on their phones, on social media. So some things, because I'm a bit older, it takes a little bit longer to understand how to do the things, but you do them. So we use social media a ton. We use Instagram. We even recently started doing TikTok. Wow, TikTok. We've tried Twitter, but so that's also really a very big part of what we do. And we try to post and appear and be visible as often as possible on those platforms. Then generally internet, it helps you do research. You can read articles written by people from the US, from Venezuela, about skin, about new alternatives to retinol. That is a big deal, because now for me what is important is the research and development. So that's a fantastic, and I feel like even if you're not new, even if you're new to the business and you feel like I can just make a body butter, do a lot of research. Internet is fantastic for that. I think one of the hardest things that happens is when you're confident. Now, like for me, when I'm coming up with a new product, it takes me a long time because I want to read and be very sure. So I can reach a point I'm feeling I'm so confident, I've done the thing, and then you try out focus groups, some people are trying, and then what's the feedback? Sometimes it's not good. You're not. I want you to say that what matters is how you get back up again. I remember one time I made a body butter and I was so sure of this particular essential oil, and someone bought and she called, and I have never had a worse review in my life. And I've had bad reviews where customers say it didn't work, it made me itchy. Sometimes it happens because we all have different skins. But this lady called me and she told me, she even called it the thing smell. What is this? It's so hard, it smells bad. I'm disappointed. She really gave me. I went to my home, I sat in the corner, I was the tears, and I don't cry, but tears were strolling down my face. And I remember my husband saying, so now what does that mean? Does that mean it's over, like we're not going to make body butters anymore? Or because the way you're acting, can't you just decide what to do now? And that's when I learned that, in fact, I always tell the customer, give us all your feedback, all that bad feedback, all that good feedback. So people call you and some people tell you, no, this has happened. And that's when I learned that I know we maximize sales because you want to make a product set to maximize the sales. Now for us, we don't make sets because of everyone being different. So what is the point of having lavender, and then I have many of those, and then someone can't find something that works for them? So we formulate different things so that everyone can pick something and say, now this doesn't bother me, I'm doing well with it, I enjoy it. My advice is look for the negative feedback, because the positive feedback will be there. They're going to be cheerleaders, but you need the negative feedback. It's the best way to grow. Get the negative feedback, collect it, tabulate it, make it into graphs, whatever, and then act on it. That way you become better than the rest. It's okay. People are going to say all sorts of things, but pick it's the best thing to happen to you, negative feedback. It also can help you decide that I'm closing. Because there's no positive feedback and there's only negative feedback. You can say, you know what am I doing? But I know there'll be positive feedback, but look for the negative feedback and use it to leverage it to become better. Then don't give up. As the ladies, if challenges are a lot, most times if a child is sick, it's not going to be the dad going to the hospital. No offense, I know the many dads go to hospitals, but most times it is you going to have to sacrifice and go to the hospital. I can say now that it's okay. That day, whoever is in charge, or if the day that's the day the shop is closed because you can't be there, have peace. You cannot be in two places at the same time. At this particular point in time, it's your child sick and you need to be there. Have peace. And I hope people believe in God, because I don't know if anything is possible without Him. Because in all situations, the great situations, the sad situations, He's there, and in making those decisions, He has wisdom. Rely on that, lean on His understanding, and then have peace when you decide that it's this and not that. This relates to the work-life thing. Yeah, it will work. And define your success. For some people, success is a Range Rover. For some people, success is my kids going to school. For some people, success is Bahamas. For me, success is at least I can pay someone's school fees. So you work towards that. And this is define your success, and then it will change over time. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes I want to be this. Sometimes the business has to go to this. Sometimes I want to be the best mother. Sometimes it evolves, it changes at each one point in time. But my neighbor's success cannot determine my success. Will become now like wild chicken, headless chicken, just running all over the place. Define it and then move with it.